I wanted to go ahead and get started on a look into the unknown, psychic medium reading about obscurities. Today is February 3rd. Couldn't even get it out, and that's how well it is today. So, with that being said, you can't even do. So, when I'm looking at everything as it plays out, as we usually do, I can't even believe like how well it is to actually get on. So, what do we need to know about the obscurities today? This one's actually pretty hard. It is in the trees, though. There's something in the trees. There's something like high up in the trees. It came down from like the ceiling, in fact, from what I can see. And as I'm looking at the trees outside, you can see that it is something of that nature. So, ceiling effect down to the trees. It's in the trees. Has to do with a golf ball. Alright. Why is that obscured? A golf ball. Some people are gonna like run with it. You can run with it, but just be careful. Just be careful. Don't run with it. What do we need to know? What is obscured about a golf ball? Is it about President Trump? Is it about an apple? Is it about anything else? Because I don't feel it. It'll surprise you. When you see this, you see the Nine of Cups, there's something happy about that golf ball. Something that completes everything about that golf ball. Something about what we'd say like a takeaway. This is what this card is trying to say. The Devil in reverse. There's something about this pause. There's something about this Four of Cups. There's something about like a sharp ending. The Four of Cups, it literally means a pause to like unsatisfied wants and needs and like discontented. This literally means like a sharp ending to it. And then when you see this, you see the Knight of Pentacles. There's something of like a paved path. And it goes right up the road like this. So when I see this, it is a little bit like hard way of everything that it should be as far as masculinity. But it's not. They're showing like the crane. It means that like you have to sit with it in mediumship and intuitively to actually get it. So when I see, the Knight of Cups, it is emotional when you actually figure it out. It is something about a Land Rover, with that golf ball. There's something about like the daytime. There's something about this, like a working of oneself and one's spirit. There's something highly honorable. There's something really strong coming in. A working of oneself and skill with that soul, like everything. And when that came in to and through, you can actually see it. But there's like no getting together. And you don't get it because when you see the Seven of Swords, you see there was something else. Send a takeaway on a flight back. When you look at this and you see the Four of Wands, it was happy. When you see the Hermit, you go, there's a celebration, there's like isolation. When I see the Three of Swords, it's going to hurt a little less. When I see the Five of Pentacles, I go, there's something else to this. And I see the Nine of Wands, like money, like penniless to penny-wise. There's something about, the Seven of Pentacles, not well manifested, not well planted, not well rooted. And lastly, it's like this card in the reverse means it's going to give it up. It's going to give it up right now. You can't really figure out, but it is a figuring it out, though. There is an 8 to an 89. 8 to an 89. All right, play an oracle. All right, so with this snow full moon that came in, we talked about the portal that opened and the energy of this. So energy work and portals. And when that came in, like you actually are like a sound, a sound. Let's look at this. There's something about like service of like going to it and going for it. There's something about something seen, something heard, seen SCENE. There's something about taking a chance. There's something about light technology. When you see like light language and like taking a chance, light technology, light language, something about a birth, something like full known. It has to do with the trunk and the torso. A lot of people are talking about this. I'm not saying it's the mineral deal. There's something about a game. There's something of like sun rays to sunlight to Ray Bans to Sunny D Delight. When I look at crystalline grids, just look at dusk and like look at the way the mountains like descend. And when you see this, you see mother and father healing. There's something of a restful period. When I look at this, it goes on a full on like a backtrack. That's odd. Like one word will pop into your head when you see it. When you're supposed to, it's gonna cause like a lot of like energy uproar, not passion, energy uproar to a centurion value. That's odd too. That's usually like the number 39. So when I actually look at it to the highest degree of none, you go, you can't even pull it apart. Now, when you look at the Mother of Wands and you see the Ten of Pentacles right here, there's something to be had. There's something to be had, to be known, and to be known to the bone that's sewn in. Is it a free floating bone? This happens after an incident. To like get a gong, to get sound therapy, get the gong, because you can't hear it. So when you look at it and you go, there's something about this, it's actually universal fate, like divvying and dishing it out, where you actually can't even secure anything. This is the Four of Pentacles. That's the securement card. So you have to actually sit honorably. It's asking you when this obscurity comes in over the next week. It really is a car. It really is white. It's red that bothers everyone in the universal collective, like throughout the globe. It's about a golf ball. It's about a Land Rover. It's about the trees. It's about the ceiling effect. It's about a plane. Like we talked about last year. Like somebody had made a free will choice to actually go for it. And you couldn't understand. So when I see this, there was like a type of communication that came in. And when you see this and you go, it was like a partnership, it was a marriage, it was definitely something about this. So I'm looking at the TV right now and I'm seeing all pair affair. I don't really see on a loose battlefield to the battlefield to the double murder, but I do see the double-edged sword. So when I see the double-edged sword, I actually have to give it off and off on through. So off on through to be like stay away. So when I see the Mother of Pentacles, it is like sitting well. When I see like and talking about in a weekly report over the last couple of days, it was watching EPS reports. It was watching DDS reports come in. It was watching elopement issues come in. There was something about this. I'm looking at the water in this picture on the TV. I would have to say, actually test the water. I would test the water. Did they drink the water on the vacation? There was a sharp ending. There was something of like anything that mattered, like rest. And you see this, you see the Eight of Pentacles. It was like highly skilled work that came in. This one is like stone cold granite. in that court horse. 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 So when I look at it and I go, doing like this, I see, this Daughter of Swords. There's a little bit of agitation this week with these psychic readings. It makes no logic. Like right here, it's not even there. I'm looking at Charlie Kirk right now. And I said, did they run the ballistics report? Can they release the ballistics report? Because I'm seeing the way the amphitheater is right now, and you can't actually like do anything. It would be a violation of Erica Kirk's rights to his rights at this time. I still want to know how he was law enforcement. How was Charlie Kirk law enforcement? Where he had a huge memorial. So, I mean, these are the questions still at the table. Do you catch my drift? Now, when I look at this, I say all questions, all angles, all answers are correct in every court of law. There's a type of recklessness that came in with Charlie Kirk. It's honorable though. It was bold. It was ballsy. Like you had to go in and just like do it. It was so fun. And so when I see the Five of Wands, I actually see this type of struggle with this recklessness. So they're urging to keep the trial open at this time. Right now, they have not been able to obtain much evidence about this other than just chatter. What's reality? So when I see it, I go, there's nothing else to this. Is it going to be on hold or is it off? So when I see the Seven of Cups in reverse, it's grandiose thoughts. You have to actually watch, but no one was impeded. Erica and the family was not impeded. What I'm seeing as a psychic, he wasn't impeded during this trial. Everything, it might actually take years to actually get anything out because nobody knew. It happened so fast to where I don't even think that she's well settled. That kind of happened out here with a murder of an officer, and one of the spouses was literally hit the floor, hit the pavement running. You couldn't understand what happened. When I look at this Eight of Wands, there is talking about the communication. It's talking about the emails. It's talking about text. It's talking about any form of communication, but there's nothing tangible. And nobody can understand that. So when I see the Six of Wands, there is a victory. I see both sides get a victory. She's already forgiven this man. And that it's okay on what happened. Now we have this. So sitting in Provo, it is light and airy as a fairy, which means there's a type of trolling in there. I see three types of rock. I see granite, I see onyx, and I see selenite. Seems like there's a cutout. Son of Swords. It is too swift. It's like the Knave. Knave. The Knave. Child's present at event is irrelevant. They're going to say to what degree and to what known. So when I see the Four of Cups again, they're not happy. How is this part of obscurities? You're not supposed to see. But now, who is this? That usually doesn't come in. Three of Wands, it's not on the horizon. It's not on the plane. It is in the night sky on a sunset. It was a new beginning. That's all you need to know for Turning Point USA. It was a new beginning. There was a type of isolation. There was a type of a changeover. Let me see. Is it like in a hard lock? That energy. You're not supposed to know who got like promoted. Is that a hidden game? All right. Accused Kirk. There's something about Kirk. There's something about a TV star, Kirk, that comes in. It's a cartoon. Robinsons. Chicken, ancient lore past, coin. I don't see coin. I see a dime and a penny. Two counts, obstruction of justice. Now, when I actually look at this and I see house, there's solidarity, there's something like old heritage with this, but I don't actually see it with her. I really don't. I see her happy with that marriage. I see her happy with the family unit. I'm seeing her happy with the business. I'm seeing the intent of this. I'm seeing her doing exactly what her religious views are. It was like first instinct and intuitive measure. It was I forgive him to free herself. So, when we look at this and you see there is this form of trickery to this solidarity to the story, maybe she doesn't want to be at the house right now with the children. Maybe something was stipulated. You're really not supposed to know when it comes to probate. There's something guarded, which it should be. There's something creative about it, and it's okay. It's old wounds to an illusion. There's something of a forceful nature. It came in on a spur wheel. Oklahoma, something about Oklahoma with them. Now, when I go and I see this, how does this affect their week? Stairway Down, it's like Stairway to Heaven, but in reverse. All these old songs are coming out. When I see volcano, and I see wings, and I see apple and senses hunger. I see a close and a retrial. I see bravery. Maybe they both need a break. What is this for the week? It's what haunts us. It's about being brave. Expansion has to do with a type of expansion, hard and fast. Has to do with also like small. There's something about nostalgia. There's something about solidarity. There's something about story and slow growth. Foreknowing bird at flight. Hard, fast growth. What is obscure from us? Let's look at this a little harder. Because the energy of this deck is like steam. I'd have to say, watch the video games. Watch like Down Patrol. Like how some of these guys who do our podcast out here and out in Tennessee and Alabama and other places, how they're watching the stocks. They're watching the trends of everything. All right, poplar wood runes. What do we need to know about this week about obscurities? This is kind of like a roundabout, like it doesn't want to come out straight out. It's readdressing something hard, like it's right in your face, like you have to address it again. Or ringleader. There's something about like foreknowing at high and low, to highlight, to a bounce effect, to the bounce effect and delay. It is pretty hard, but you do it well at like night at a cutout. When I see this and I see havoc, when I see hitting game again to a fruit. I keep saying it's a drive-by fruity. It's a movie. It's a type of trolling. They don't like it. Are you poking fun or is it true? So when I see this instinct, it's like settling down, settling down. When I see this, I go like this. Fourth knowing and be at bay. So when you say and stay, and then you bay it out, you can't lay it out. In the trees to the woods to the high low to the high lie, to the game. So when I look at it and I go, there's something of that matter of writing about that ended it, that came in strong, when it came in like hard, when it came in a type of like keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. There was something of that matter. Loose leaf tea made me bay at lay in 1979. Done. So when we look at this and you go, it could be smoked, like raspberry. There's something about smoking it and drinking it. There's something about like this new movement, but it's really not. It's been around. I'd have to say as a warning, if you are someone who is like into herbal tea, I would be careful, especially as you grow spiritually and come out to your true nature, because you wouldn't believe what actually comes on through. It will flow on out this room is saying lagoon. It will flow right on out and torch it. It's a gift. It literally is. That's what's being obscured. Like down to a birch tree. When you see this and you see power, fate, like it comes in hard and strong to a type of like birth. You see now that wheel of luck with like manifestation and all of it, you can't make it up. So let's look at a couple other oracle, because there's more. There's like a hard cutout. Let's put away these runes. I can't believe that. You gotta let's do a little bit of mediumship. What do we need to know about the obscurities? Like watch the lakes. I'd have to say watch the lakes. If you have a lake and a pond and you live around it and stuff like that, watch it. All right, animal spirit oracle. There's something about growth. It's like old wounds. It's all coming out. Let's see. When you see the snake to the raccoon to the fish, it makes it all go around. There was something about the number 4 with a lot of things, like 4 rounds, 4 people, 4 going at it. Like you can't actually make it up. There's something about will, wisdom, and wit. There is something about like I said, Native American issues are gonna come out really hard this week. Like regrowing. Something about regrowing. When you see this, you see dragon. Has to be the all-seeing eye to the evil eye. Like a battle of wits. When I see this, something about actual like all meanings as you see it. It's like about pollinating. It's about sting. It's about regrowth. It's about nature. It's about like anything of that nature. Whispers in the wind, heard it in the wind, caught it in the wind. You go, you can't even see it. When I see it, it makes you sour in the mouth, bitters. So when I see divine splendor, nightingale is about bird. Like for some people, like seeing bird in cards or anything like that. I don't see basketball. I don't see Larry Bird or anything like that. But there is mastery. Old wounds. Something hasn't been addressed yet. That hasn't been talked about. There it is. So you see this, you see inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. You see power places, ley lines, and trust where you're led. You can't like believe it at all. So let's talk about ley lines and obscurities. Ley lines are where the path of energy is. When that path of energy is, it grows and thickens and hardens to the wall. When it like thickens and hits the wall and planes out, it goes on a growth of must. Like on a kick out. Like this. I can't explain it. When I see this, I see multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. The intuition. I go, can't do it. Can't see it. Can't be it. You're part of Team Soul's call and support. Yes, there's something about that. But then the universe this week said in our other segment, it was about kind of focusing on yourself, not focusing so much about others, focusing exactly on what you needed to do. How do you do that as a parent? It's easy. Children will follow the lead. So when you see this, you see action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Again, you go soul memories and gifts. You've done this before, especially right around spring. When you see this, manifestation, creative accountability. Yep, it's that time of year. Coming on in. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. It's like post-universal precautions. As usual, hard about nourishment, body care, and tenderness and rest. We all know it. And when you do this, you go, inspired ideas. That's a bigger picture. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Can't even get it out. So with that being said, one more deck with the crystal quartz. There's something about this that's like really hard to actually get out. Not our typical chef. So you see this? There's something about like a reverse tornado. There's something about like a hidden gem. There's something about like no doctoring. There's something about something that was born. There's something about no continuance on. About this like new beginning, a new birth that had happened over the last 3 to 8 years, 3 to 8 months, 3 to 8 days, 3 to 8 years. There's something of no key. Let's readdress that skeleton key again. You can't even take a flight that day. It gets found out. Finally got out. Loving elementals, everything about your body that is considered an element. Opposing views of the world. It is a nasty war game of the will and wit and mind. We finally got it out. Why it's going to disturb us about elopements and stuff like that. When I see this, I see Archangel Raphael. I go, it is a gift. It was prophesied. They're known at best at bay between the 14 and 1500s, Eastern Europe. Right before Salem witch trials and all that. It's not written. It's called heard, this prophecy. Let's see where you can actually get it tangible. What about an audio recording? When you see this and you see the balance and balance of walking, when I see the Queen of Scrolls, like again, it's saying it's not in a library, you're not going to find it. When you see this and you see on track, it's right there. You see this railroad. We're talking about railroads again. This is something about a strikeout in baseball coming in. There's something about no floodgate to Watergate. I'm going to bring up Nixon again. When you see this, there's something with the cherry trees in DC. When I see this and I see no float about it, there's something about parades. Because there's something that you'll see in a March, you'll see it in April and in August. When you see the light of the world, you go, there's something about like foreknowing it, like it was in the forefront, foreknowing it. Again, the King and the Queen of Scrolls came out in reverse, like bad documents or bad documentation, like redacting. They're talking about redacting. They're talking about like chatter in the communities. Like, no, it's been there for a while. When you see this and you see the karmic trench in reverse, that's like the reverse tornado. Like it's like pulling on back on a retract back, on a redact back. When you see this and you see the summer and the winter, you go, there's something about summertime this year. And then lastly, the King of Keys has to do with this skeleton key on a ride out north. The garden is cultivated. When you see the lookout in reverse, there's something about maritime law. Like a lot of people all of a sudden sit quietly with mediumship and they sit quietly with was there like a missing funeral? Not like taken down. When you see this and you see built up, I'm seeing the cities, obstacles. When I see this, I go, definitely political. When I look at this, it's going to cause a little bit of an issue. Archangel Michael card. And then the Ark of the Covenant, it's actually like talking about an actual dial safe, like it's so old, like 1923. Hilarion actually like negates a lot of the cards. All of a sudden it goes continuance on. And that's all you need to know. Court adjourned. That's what I hear. Paths unknown. Paths unknown. So let's end with the crystal quartz. Where is it? Here it is. Obscurities. What do we need to know? Foreknowing. WHON. One LON has to do with politics because they're talking about, I'm seeing and scrying about the NEA. Like it's like it will irritate you about the snowstorms. It will irritate you about the riots and the protests right now. It will rile you up on what actually gets out. You'll hear about it like a blip at the end of the week, but by August, you're running your mouth. So when you actually see it, just kind of go slow and go up towards it so you don't hurt yourself. And that's all you need to know. So with that being said, that's all we have for today until next week for the show. Any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share. It's greatly appreciated, and we will talk to you soon.